Oh, this is a video of me. Oh, okay. I thought this was a photo. All right. Yeah, I'm live. All right. I see the equal sign. It's a square red light. All right. So this is a project I'm working on. I guess this can be another video update. So this is the project I'm working on today. This is, I was doing a little bit of weeding earlier. I did a video on the difference between liatris and peony. And so this is the actual project I'm supposed to be working on. This is the edging for the walkway. I don't know if you can see it, all right, but this is the edging for the walkway here. I dig out, we have gravel. Gravel is bigger and small stone. That's what they use under the underlay for pavement is the gravel. It's a combination of the bigger and the finer stone together, so it locks all in place. We got gravel as an underlay under the pavers here, but what we didn't do at the time, we did the pavers, and that was the walkway here, and that was a couple weeks. I mean, not really. Once we got everything all laid out, the job itself went smoothly, And we didn't work on Saturday and Sunday, and I think there was a day in there was rain, or a couple days we didn't work. So all in all, it wasn't like 2 full weeks with the working, if I remember correctly. Once we got everything, it was the difficult part was getting everything laid out so it was all correct and proper before the actual work. That took a while, like any good preparation to a job. Any good job that comes out well is because it's been prepared well. And the job itself just goes according to clockwork. You don't figure shit out on the job site and hope it goes well. And that brings us to this project here, which the boss sort of figured out on the fly. I don't want to make sure she's not around here. We've talked about this, but, we could have done a little bit of preparation work, plopped some cement at the base of these pavers, right? You see the base of these pavers, right? They're not pavers because they're a walkway, but they're flat. They're sort of like that, kind of. I'm calling them pavers. They're not. These are non-standard material, non-standard use of non-standard material. So this is basically the countertops, granite countertops that we've adopted for this project. So at the beginning of doing this, when we put the cement down, we should have put down some blobs of cement at the base of the walkway pieces, the edging pieces, not the walkway itself, but the edging. Sorry, I get the edging and the walkway confused. The edging of the walkway, we could have blopped some little cement at the base of those to, anchor it in place, and that would have been largely the job done. We didn't do that. We, meaning the boss, decided, no, let's just get this done. And true enough, we did get it done in a reasonable time. Took a couple weeks to do that. We had to bust up some stone, a couple weeks to do that. It wasn't that long to do the project, but now it's years later, a couple years later. We did this before COVID. I'll just say that. We started this before everyone took a year off of sickness. And we come back here, we're still working on this. We had behind these pieces, there were furring strips that were in place to kind of help guide to where they're going to be. But the furring strips of wood, they're not even like they're all season pressure treated wood. It was just like furring strips you have in your house. For lath, it wasn't even, they're not even support pieces. And my coworker had to rebuild the wood support behind these pieces a number of times, right, where they were going to go. So the day that we were doing this, we didn't mix up any concrete, anything to hold them in place. So the boss is just like, let's go and do it. Okay, we did it. All right, so now act in haste, repent in leisure, as they say. So now, years later, I have to put a scaffolding behind them. Literally, it's another wall. It's a wall of scaffolding behind these upright pieces that aren't meant to do this. It's artwork. So to get the artwork of this property, the boss's artwork, construction artwork of these pieces here to go properly, we have to re-engineer. We literally, not we, God and I had to ask my higher power please help me. How do I do this? And then he explained it to me over the course of a few years. Instead of doing this simple thing at the time, the blop of cement, just anchor them there at the bottom. And then I could put supports behind them, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal because they would have been in place and they're not going to go all woogity like that. I don't know if you can even say it. You can kind of see it. If you're looking there, you can look at it and you see it, you know what's going on. So that's just, I guess there's a lesson learned there, that proper preparation work. We never actually talk about why we didn't actually do that at the time, because we never actually talked about that. We didn't actually prepare that aspect of this job. That was beyond, it was so far out in left field of getting to that point before we had actually done it, that when we finally got to the job to do it, we never actually considered that part of the job. We, by we, I mean the boss, Matt considered the job. My coworker, who shall remain nameless, considered the job, and he gave his best estimate for what would hold those in place until we could put supports behind them. And the boss summarily disagreed with that. And so now, years later, again, I'm kind of going around, years later, we have to put supports up, a scaffolding. It's like a wall of engineering. It's engineering of non-standard material that we've gotten from the dumpster to get all that to work right. All right, so I think I'm actually at 6 minutes here. I think I've gone over the 5-minute mark. Anyway, so that's today's update, and that's my rag I'm going to be kneeling on if I ever kneel. So anyway, so that's how today's going. So it's a beautiful day today in the neighborhood at the house and the boss's #1 house. So on that cheery note, have a good rest of your day. Namaste.